This is Carl at RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Keystone Passport travel trailer, model number 189RB. Okay, so this is a how-to video. I'm going to be showing you how things work, just going over some of the features. It's not a floor plan video or a sales video, just a how-to video, okay? Alright, so here we're at the door side rear. Okay. So we have a refrigerator, and then we have a cooktop of some sort. Let's see here. Yeah. So we have a cooktop. Now this cooktop has to be plugged into the LP system, right? So there's your quick connect right there. And let's see where it plugs in here. Okay, right here, if you can see that, okay, where that yellow rubber plug is, that's where it plugs into the system, okay, to the LP system. Okay, you have outside speakers, you have a power awning with LED strip. This is just a service panel for your refrigerator. You have a gas absorption refrigerator. This is your black tank flush here. So after you dump your black tank, which will be over here. Okay, let's see. Right here, after you dump those, you can leave the valve open, leave the black valve open, and then you can hook your hose at the dump station right on here, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of the black tank, clean it out, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. This is a quick connect for a spray port right here. Okay. TV hookup, TV signal out, plus power. That's a vent for your range hood, so if you're going to be using the fan in the range hood, you always want to make sure that this is flapping freely right here, so it vents to the outside, okay? All right. Okay, so you get the hitch with this, so you have a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. Let me plug you in here. Okay, hold on please. Do this one-handed. So like I said, Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. This looks like it's a cover here, I would guess. You have 2 cranks, a 3/4 inch crank, and then you have this cylinder with a slot cut in it right here. Let me see here. You do have power stabilizer jacks on this one, so here, these are the switches for the stabilizers here. If for any reason it fails, it won't work, you can connect that cylinder with a slot cut in it right to this shaft with a pin through it right here. And you can actually crank the stabilizers manually to get yourself out of trouble. Okay? Alrighty. You get a surge protector with it. This is your dump hose here. You have a Husky centerline, or I'm sorry, you have a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control, which will show you how it works. You've got a deep cycle marine battery here. It has a kill switch right here, so it turns on and off right there. This is your power tongue jack. If it ever fails, you can pull this plug out of the top and use the 3/4 inch crank or socket, whatever you have. You can operate this manually also. Your LP tanks are full. You got it. Looks like you have a second battery switch here too. So, okay, all right. Over here, this is your solar controller. Now it does have a solar panel. You have to have the app on your phone. This is called let's see where you find it. It's Victron Energy, so you'll be able to find that. Plus it's got a code to scan there. Load that onto your phone, and you'll be able to see everything that the solar panel sees. You'll be able to check the voltage, 12 volt DC in the system, the amount of energy that's being converted from sunlight into electricity and stored in your battery, all that stuff. But you have to have the app to see that, okay? This also has a inverter, right? So inversion is the opposite of conversion. Inversion starts with 12 volt DC and inverts it to 110 AC. So this machine here, this takes the 12 volt DC from your battery and inverts it to 110 AC, okay? So we'll talk more about that when we get inside. It also converts power. This doesn't, but you have a converter which does the opposite. It goes from AC to DC power. So, okay, we'll go over that when we get inside. Hookups here for cable and satellite. Another hookup for a sprayer. These are your stabilizers. City water hookup here. So it's the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just hook it up and you're all set. Hey, could you plug this in, please? Thank you. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer, is city water hookup. Now, if you're camping someplace without a city water hookup, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So even if you don't have city water, you can pre-fill your tank and use the pump, and all your plumbing will work as though you have city water. So you have two options there, of course. All right. This is your water heater here. Switches to control it are inside the trailer. I'll show you that when we get in there. This is your drain plug right here, or your drain cap right here. 1/16 6-point socket. This works on both gas and electric, so the switches will be inside the trailer. The main thing to remember, if you drain this, which people do drain the water tank if you're not going to be camping for a while, make sure you refill the tank, the hot water tank, before you turn on any energy source, okay? Otherwise you can damage it. All right. You have a slide topper above your slide out. Okay. Move a little bit here. This is your 30-foot, 30-amp power cord right here. And I showed you where your tanks were, right below there. Also, you have a ladder which makes it easy to inspect the roof. So you figure every 90 days or so you want to go up there and inspect the roof, make sure there's no damage caused by road debris or low branches or sealant that's not sealing well enough, anything like that. Just check it out to make sure everything's in good shape, okay? All right. So let me go inside here. See what we have here. Okay, so this switch here is for your power awning right here. It's extended and retract like that. It's very simple. Never leave it out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll the awning in. This is your slide out here. This is to turn your water heater on electric right here. This is to turn on the gas right here. Your water pump is right here. Remember I told you the water pump is for pumping fresh water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Okay, and then you have your levels up here. Check them all up there, okay? Your radio has Bluetooth in it. It has AM, FM radio, Bluetooth. It has a USB drive. Yeah, so it has everything you need when it comes to camping. Okay. Of course, your hide-a-bed folds out right here. We can go over that with you when you pick it up. You can remove this table if you want, and just sit normally without the table when you're watching TV. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood that we talked about. If you're going to be running the vent, make sure you open that little baffle outside. You have power here. I don't know if he's got the gas on. We'll see. Yes. So this is the sparker. You just turn it clockwise to spark it. It's very simple. Never travel with this up. You always want it closed when you're traveling. Alrighty. So I told you about the power inverter. That power inverter inverts some of the receptacles in here, right? So you can use a 110 AC appliance, for example, when you're out in the middle of nowhere. if you don't have any AC power, you still could run a 110 AC coffee pot by using this receptacle, one of the ones that are wired to the inverter. Okay, this is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not green, get it serviced. This here is your power converter. So this does the opposite of the inverter. The inverter converts 12 volt DC to, or inverts 12 volt DC to 110 AC. This is just the opposite. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC, right? So you got regular circuit breakers on this side, 110 AC like you see at home, and they're all labeled. Then you have 12 volt DC fuses here, and they're all labeled. And it's also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up front needs, and it'll send, as long as you're plugged in, it'll send as much energy up there necessary to charge your battery. So when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator charges the battery. When you're plugged in, this will charge your battery, and also the solar panel will charge it as it can, depending on the conditions outside. Okay. So this is your refrigerator. Is a gas absorption, so it works on 110 AC or LP gas. You check your modes here, right? It's very simple. The toilet works like all RV toilets do, and it sits right over a black tank. So when you get to the campsite, you put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. You stand on the flush pedal and let at least a gallon of water go into the tank, and you're all set, ready to use it. Never use it without chemical and water in it, though. It'll smell terrible. Plus, it'll get clogged up. So, okay. Alrighty. So we can talk more about this when you come in to pick it up. But that's just a basic tour of the trailer. Any other questions you have after you look at the video, we'll go over that with you and work with you on that. Okay. Thank you.